Okay, and wrap up conclusion with my client after that 1 month, and I think it went pretty well. And I think the thing about it is she in the past was able to get through 1 month to 2 month programs, and so I think she was able to do that through the 30 month. Hopefully, stays consistent and has established habits, good habits for herself, and kind of has seen the success. And I think what went well with her was the consistency, and she started to um, take notice with what the sleep schedule was doing for her, and just her mood and stress the following day when she was doing that well. And also just showing herself that she can be consistent with the workouts and kind of have that accountability, which was another big thing for her. And I think it started to play into other parts of her life as well, and kind of helped her with her business that she's running. And so it was a good experience, I think, for myself and for her, and just to kind of see, with more of a beginner in the sense of fitness and functional fitness, that again, taking it slowly and establishing small, simple habits was a huge plus. What did not go as planned, in my opinion? I think some of the workouts that I was programming were a little too varied. I think maybe it was something that I needed to simplify, and I think maybe after she gets more experience with the movements and doing some of the things that maybe jumping around too much, I think maybe complicated it a little bit, and maybe also just had her I think that maybe spending too much time trying to figure out maybe again, establishing a better flow of the workouts and the programming. What I learned, and I continue to learn this throughout my career, is less is sometimes more. I think maybe looking at maybe the weekly program for some clients, depending on their level, is less is sometimes more, and just kind of looking at it as a whole throughout the week. Create less throughout the days, and at the end of the week you can kind of look at it as a whole and be like, okay, now we accomplished what we wanted to do throughout the week with that consistency, just by kind of establishing programming that is a little bit less complicated, and simplify it and still get some really good results. And then also, the difference between athletes and clients, and what their goals are. I've worked with high level athletes, and then this particular client, she is just more at the novice beginner level. I mean, she has some fitness background, but she's not on the road to being a professional athlete or a professional athlete. So obviously those are two very different, drastic avenues for myself and also for the client. So that was one of the things that I had to kind of scale that way back down. And again, that comes back to less is more, and simplifying what I was doing with her. And I found a good balance with that as well. So just being sensitive to the athlete or the client's level of past involvement, and also their goals and what they're doing now. So and I think for my client, what she learned was to kind of trust the process of the programming and of her coach. And I think some of the things, I think she kind of not second guessed, but it was kind of confused on some of the things that I was kind of putting in there. And I think after a few weeks of that, going into week 3, is where she kind of saw that now she understands why and what it was actually doing for her. So the game plan moving forward, I think again, I'm going to work on simplifying my approach with clients, and especially with this particular client. And another thing that I really enjoyed is where I kind of started to put this in, even prior to this client, was implement maybe a sport, bike riding, something that obviously can be tracked and we can kind of see what they're doing, but whether that be hiking, but just putting something in there that's not directly related to the gym per se, and still establishing some type of fitness goal, whatever box we like to check that week for the program that we're putting out there. So and some of the things that I did notice, you know, again, seeing the client for who they are, and also, again, are they a high level athlete, or are they novice, beginner in fitness? Establishing that understanding, that patience, and really kind of taking a step back to see where they're at in their journey, and what I can do to help, and meet them where they are, and then kind of design a program to kind of achieve their goals. And I think that should, obviously that's the standard, but as I keep going through this throughout years of coaching and helping athletes and clients and fitness, is it's just I learn every day from these clients. And before, when I first started this, I think I implemented too much of who I was as an athlete at one time, and my journey as a professional skier, and kind of doing all of those things, and it was very high level, very intense, and I had a certain understanding of what I thought fitness should be, and it worked for what I did, but obviously that's not going to work for every client. So it was something that I had to kind of really learn, that that you have to meet the client where they're at, meet the athlete where they're at, and again, what their goals are, and creating those simple, consistent, good habits, and I think is the basis for a great program. So being able to nail down those simple basic habits would be such an important part of any program that I design for anybody. And then once we do that, then we can not only establish who they are, I think, as people, and as athletes, or just just a client in general that just wants to get better, feel better, move better, feel healthy, and be healthy. I think those simple rules and simple habits are so important to whatever level they are. But just kind of establishing that is fantastic. And then I think from there, the canvas is blank, and you can do whatever you want. And I think as coaches, this is our art, to kind of help someone get through their journey and reach and establish their goals. So yeah, I really enjoyed this, and I think my client also did as well. And moving into where we're at now, she's still consistent. She actually has had more success than she's ever had in her entire life, and she was able to do some things, and again, able to try different diets, and kind of helped her a little bit through that. And again, she went back and she went into a keto journey, and has had a lot of success with that. So she is doing great. And yeah, again, the program and what OPEX has taught me has been such a huge help, and been very fortunate to kind of come across this and get involved in it and take this step. So appreciate it. Thank you very much.